It's Miles.
It's Tr3bel.
It's the Make It Make Sense podcast.
Yay.
Oh, man. Where do we start? I guess we'll start with, how are you, my friend? How have you been?
Man, I've been all right, man. Life has been lifing,
Life has been lifing. I like that.
Time is of the essence. You got to just keep grinding. You go through shit in life. You can't really let it hold you down. You got to find a way,
Oh, yeah.
I know that's always easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people out there with, mental health awareness has been big lately.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing, so
Yeah.
like I said, you got to just find a way to find your balance.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm finally trying to get my little balance right out here.
Yeah.
And, things been on the up and up, man.
I think
How
I
about
can.
yourself?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Things are. I know we were talking a little bit earlier, and I can tell talking to you. I can tell things like we talk about vibration and all that. And I can just. It seems like it's really resonating. I don't know the terms yet, but powerfully higher. I guess I can just. It just kind of
Okay.
seems like it. Yeah, it just seems like you're always cool, but it just seems like. Yeah.
Little extra cool.
Little extra cool. Yeah. Speaking of the mental health thing, there was something you mentioned when we first got here started today, and you were talking about. So was it social media and the consumption of social media and mental health?
Oh yeah, like I just feel like, man, it's time to really slow down with how serious we taking social media as a whole. Like I think we've gotten into a time where everybody's saying it, bruh. It look like the whole world finna be like Ready Player One here real soon.
Yeah.
Like it's just too much happening in real time and in the real world. And people so stuck in the virtual world trying to create a persona, trying to be important on the internet. You can't even muster up being important in real life. Like, we got bigger fish to be frying.
Damn, that's strong. They can't even muster up to be important in real life. That's the truth, man.
Yeah, it's not even hard to be important. Do something cool for some people, You'll be important to somebody.
Yeah. I think everybody, it's like the social currency type of thing that people do, where they I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and it's like, I think he was actually seriously like comparing people, like how he sees other people on social media looking like they got it together and it's always having a good time, and I'm like, that's like the best of album, right?
Right.
Like they have shitty Tuesdays like you do too, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
There was a movie, Keeping Up with the Joneses. You ever heard of that movie?
I think so. I don't think I saw it, but I remember hearing about that.
But like the premise is, there was this nice neighborhood, people already got money.
Yeah.
There's this guy that moves in. He just got more money than everybody.
Yeah.
But he was planted there by a company who was running an experiment. But it turned into something bigger because people were really trying to compete with him, especially one person in particular. But it's just that same concept. Like, people take it so serious, and I think that's a part of the plan by, certain powers to be. You keep the attention here, never let the left hand know what the right hand doing.
Yeah.
And also, they're pushing certain agendas that kind of like flip the poles, for lack of better words. Like,
What do you mean?
women are acting more like men, men are acting more like women. Shit that really was never funny to anybody just 5 years ago is now miraculously hilarious.
Right.
Being rude and disrespectful is now something that people act like is cool.
Because they get monetized for it now.
Exactly. You can be the most idiotic person on the world, and you're probably going to have a better chance of getting monetized than somebody who's trying to express some knowledge to some people, or even just have the basic conversations that, people should be having.
Yeah. And like, even for myself, like the consumption, I caught and this is like a paradox. I caught myself YouTubing talks about people talking about the effects of consuming too much media.
We're just gonna let that speak for itself.
Yeah, but I truly was worried about it because I can feel it. Like, it's a weird thing where so my day job is a lot of just sitting, computer. I do make phone calls and talk to people, but in between that, it's basically like podcasts playing. Not even music that much anymore. It's really just podcasts, and I find myself one day I got done. One day it was not many calls, and I listened to like a whole podcast for like 7 hours, like back to back. And I felt like I had the conversation. Like I felt exhausted mentally. Like and all I was doing was I was just a fly on the wall, but it felt like I guess my brain was processing everything, and it doesn't know the difference from me really being in the room and watching it. And I was like, shit, man. I'm like, I wondered this is what causes kids and unknowing adults to become antisocial, because you get like this fake feeling of being connected because you're basically voyeuristically listening to people talk, and you're exhausted, and it just seems too much effort to actually talk to another human.
So yeah, I think that like everybody's hardwired different, you know. Just for the basic levels of, introverts and extroverts. Some people really feed off other people's energy physically. Some people really need to be alone and have their alone time. There's some people who are right in the middle, they lean each way. But I think all of those things kind of like determine your mindset and the way you think about things like that. Because I have found myself looking at some shit online that's like kind of like, what the when you think about it, like I'm really watching the TED Talks about this. Like, this is shit
Give
I
me an
already
example,
know.
please.
I don't know. I can't think of one offhand because it might sound a little pretentious. Like
everybody does it though. We got to be honest about that.
But I mean, like okay, the effects of marijuana on the human brain.
That's
shit like
so
that.
gay. No, I'm kidding.
Like shit like that. Are humans hardwired to smoke cannabis? Shit like that.
What did that say, by the way?
So we talked about it on an older episode about your endocannabinoid system.
Yeah.
And everybody has one.
Yeah.
So we've also learned that THC is already in everybody's system. That's why when they test you for THC,
you did okay.
They're testing for the levels of THC, heightened levels of THC. Once you're past a certain level.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you said that. That was
so. Yeah, if anybody don't believe it, just look it up. They'll test for a certain level of THC, and of course, it's a very small dosage. But if you pass that, they know you smoking gas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So especially if you like blow past it and you've been smoking every day. So
okay.
With that being said, it is the same thing as any other thing that we can ingest. I think that it was brought here from some, kind individuals from a different star. And that's not just my thought. That was something that was brought up by the Dogon people years ago.
From Africa, right? Or in Africa.
Yeah. And they actually found some Dogon stuff here in North America, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, they were well traveled. But they were the first people to write the Pleiades, and the Pleiades star cluster was not something you could see with your naked eye. They also wrote about the Sirius star system, which they called the dog stars because they said it was two of them. One you could see, one you can't see, Sirius A and Sirius B. They say that Canis Major was a part of, like, I think what they call Sirius B, and this is where cannabis, the term, comes from.
Wow. Yeah. Was that in the TED Talk?
No, but I think they have talked about that before. But I did. Okay. This is what I'm saying. So watching a TED Talk about this shit when I already know this kind of shit is kind of like
you like to you probably picked up something new.
It's like I like to reassure myself, but that's my point. Like, why do I have to reassure myself of some shit I already know through somebody else on a TED? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Just the
why are you even consuming that? And that goes back to the point of what we were talking. What are we doing? Like, why? And It makes me aggravated because I kind of tease my my fiance about this because she really loves Facebook, and she swears she's doing it for work, and okay, sure, but I also but I also know that I'm addicted to YouTube. Like, I look at it all, and it's all the same to me. Like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's all you staring at a little square in your hand, essentially. So there's no point in casting stones, and I'd hate that shit because I know I lean more towards the introverted. And when you're introverted like that, and then you present that to me, that's gonna cause me. I have to fight it. I'm an adult a grown man, so I kind of can understand it and see it. But like maybe my daughter's like that, and she can't see that. Or
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
gotta.
kids that can't see that, and adults, and it
But I
just
think that's on the parenting though.
yeah.
Like I think the
But
more
it's a
you
strong ass drug.
no, I'm not saying it's not.
Mm.
But I think you have to find a way to use it in a constructive way. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you can play this shit, but you ever consider downloading this? What you said you wanted to do again in college, or what you want to
Oh,
do with your job?
yeah,
You ever consider downloading this game that at least has something to do with that?
smart.
Little
Yeah,
things like that,
yeah,
just use it because they're gonna use it. Like,
yeah,
so it's the harder you say, don't use that damn computer, they gonna be on that bitch.
yeah,
Like it's just I was doing it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
come
yeah,
on, bro. That's just nature for any younger person, any person in general. Like, it's
yeah.
almost human nature. If somebody tell you don't hit that red button,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna now what do they want to hit that red button?
As a
It's weird.
father, do you feel it? Does it make you nervous? Like my daughter, my 10-year-old knows what Haktui is. Like, I mean, that
I
is
don't know. I
crazy.
don't know if my daughter knows about
Well, I
that.
mean, not necessarily
So I
that,
know.
but
I'm just saying, but it's just crazy that it can be that accessible.
it is that
Because
accessible. Yeah.
at when I was younger, because of dial up and shit, it took so long to watch shit.
Right. Yeah.
Like no kid had no phone they could just
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
this shit in 3 seconds.
Right.
They done made probably montages of this girl doing a hawk twa and all of this
Yeah.
stuff, and it turns into a song like always.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the kids hear it that way and they're into it.
I'm almost hoping, just side note, that she doesn't know what that even means. She just thinks it's a funny sound. But
Most
I
kids
know.
don't.
Yeah,
Most
I
kids,
hope so.
But see, even like if they say spit on that thing, they probably really don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because I
know.
realized that, like,
Yeah.
as I got older, it was shit that I was saying that as I got older, I was saying that.
Or like old movies where you
Yeah.
watch and be like, oh, that went way over my head. I knew it was
Yeah.
funny, but I didn't know why it was funny.
Now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this nigga really, oh, okay, this happened.
So what do we do about this? As so we're adults that are our kids are completely vulnerable to this, and adults are having a hard time regulating this. Like, what do you think the next step is to evolve with this and not be a tool, or not a tool, but not be a victim of it?
Like, just like I said, use it constructively, like,
Mhm.
but don't neglect the power of outdoors. Like, kids are still kids.
Mhm.
You have kids, you take your kids places, and every time
Mhm.
you take them places, that's you want to put your kid to sleep, take their ass outside. Let them
Yeah.
run around.
Yep.
By the time you get back to the house, they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, it's just nature.
Facts.
So let them get back to it. That's all kids really want in the end, man. So
Yeah.
just do it constructively. That's all I can say.
I like that, man. Yeah, and it does take as a parent, we have to be. It's forcing us to be, more. I feel like more involved than our parents had to be, because
Oh, yeah,
literally
'cause-
we only had the option of going outside. We're gonna read a book.
And then see your era, you definitely had more of an opportunity.
What you trying to
like-
say, man?
No,
they're like
like-
all I had was dirt and sticks.
No, my guy, I'm saying, dude. Like in your era, like it was definitely more open where kids
Yeah.
were just outside all day. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
send your kid down the street and they're coming back. They're good.
Right.
When I
right,
was a kid,
right.
we can go to the court and ball all day, and it's like whatever it is,
Yeah.
coming home, even if it's crazy out there.
Yeah.
Generally, you know.
No, I got you. Yeah, I
Like-
totally got you. Speaking of going down the road, since you mentioned that, and I quickly just want to touch on this because there's been a lot going on with trades happening and players in the NBA getting sent here and there. Specifically, and the first thing that pops to mind is Paul George. But so with the NBA and the trade and the draft, what stood out to you as some pretty interesting things?
Rob Dillingham going to the Timberwolves was probably the biggest move of the draft.
Who is Rob Dillingham?
Rob Dillingham has been painted as the future Iverson type guy that's gonna be.
Is he a rookie?
He's about to be a rookie, yeah.
Oh, he just got
played
drafted
at Kentucky, last year.
Oh.
He
What-
was really high ranked. He's a point guard.
What did he-
got a
what
lot
did
of
he-
skills.
What was his draft number?
Ooh.
Top.
Was
10.
it number 7?
Oh, okay.
17? I can't remember. Honestly.
Okay.
Whatever it was, the Timberwolves went to get that man because the thing with him is you're not getting a bunch of defense but he can score, and you put him in a system with a team that's already contending, and he can come off the bench and go get it.
Yeah,
that'll be huge.
I'm drawing a blank.
He's gonna have a lot of fun with Anthony Edwards.
I'm drawing a blank. Was it Conley? Was that their point guard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike Conley.
So Conley will start, and they'll build up.
Yeah, he's gonna definitely, because he's more like a scorer. He's more like the Jamal Crawford. Get off the bench, go.
Oh, he's like
flashy,
he's got that?
Step backs, go crazy, go dunk on somebody.
Oh,
like he's an exciting, exhilarating player to watch. So
I gotta look
mix
at
that with Anthony Edwards. It's gonna be fun out there.
Okay, I like it. Okay, what about what country is that? France. Yeah, taking over the top picks.
I don't think they're gonna be the best players in the draft. Maybe I'm wrong.
Are they trying to find another Wemby? Is that, or find his teammates?
It was a Wemby wave because he was such
Wemby
a
wave trademark. We said it here first.
Yeah. It was a Wemby wave. So he was just such a big name, such a big draw that it's gonna create that kind of a vacuum. It's like if you go to a huge high school, you're the #1 player in the nation. They've watched everybody else on your high school team too. So other colleges are gonna come in there and try to scoop up the other ones and see if they can get a diamond in the rough. And it just creates a vacuum whenever you have that kind of a star.
Was this because the Spurs were horrible? Did they get one of those players? Were they
the Spurs got Chris Paul?
No. In the draft, I mean.
They traded their pick for Rob Dillingham.
Oh.
I think. No, was that the Spurs? Yeah, the Spurs did.
Okay, so they got Chris Paul?
Yeah.
Is that
Chris
good?
Paul is there. I think he's there to mentor.
At this point, right?
Yeah. How Chris Paul got there is still beyond me, but
I forgot who he played with. Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he had injuries. He's getting old.
He's just old.
I think he's there to really guide Wemby, get close with Pop. And, just
he's playing exactly.
Teach the youngins how to be winners.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. What do you think Paul George going to the Sixers is going to be put them over the top, or it doesn't really matter? No. Playoff injury P?
Yeah, not even that, bro. Like the East is stacked.
It is. It keeps going back and forth. The West for the longest time was stacked.
The East is stacked, bro. Like the Knicks done got solidified. They went and got Mikal Bridges. I
didn't know that.
Another Villanova guy.
Oh, V in the house.
So it's like they literally, I think, have 5 guys from Villanova on the same team.
Damn,
that's insane.
Holy shit!
So and then they're bringing back Julius Randle. Sorry, my dog.
You know what? I kind of forgot about Julius.
He's an all-star.
Yeah, he was just injured, so yeah.
Wow. So they're gonna be bringing him back with what Jalen Brunson was doing.
What do you think about that with Brunson and Randall? I didn't see how their chemistry when they were.
They're gonna be different now because Jalen Brunson has reached that peak of where he's like, okay, the game is slow to me. Yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah. Everybody just follow my lead. So now there's no question when Randall come back, when Julius get back, bro, you still gonna do what you gotta do. But this is Jalen Brunson's team.
I think I have a prediction that the first half of the season is gonna be a little clunky, and then by the time they get like past All-Star, they'll start clicking. Yeah. They'll figure it out.
But they got the right coach to figure all that crazy shit out.
Is it Thibodeau?
Yeah.
No voice Thibodeau?
Motherfucker. It's a lot going on. I think my Magic looking good.
Yes,
There's some big moves still about to be made.
They kept I don't know if they kept both Wagner brothers. I know they kept Vaughn, I think his name is.
Yeah, and they kept both of them.
They kept them both. Okay.
Then we got Caldwell Pope from the Nuggets.
To the Magic?
Yeah.
Isn't this like his second time here?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
KCP wasn't in the Magic before?
I don't remember. Maybe I'm tripping. I think he might be right.
I think he for like bro. Yeah, for like
maybe
7 games.
Blanks I draw. But yeah. I think the Bucks still
we got Robot Jr. over at the Lakers. So how do you think that's going to work out?
Robot Jr.
Got Mini Bot. What's going on there?
Oh my God. That's just, the power of LeBron.
Nepotism?
Yeah, but I mean.
But why not though, right?
Yeah. I
Who
mean, you
wouldn't?
finna retire. I wouldn't. Not
You
like that.
you think it would? You think it's kind of fucks him up his development?
Bro, he got a 4-year, 7.9 million. Bitch, you couldn't give me the whole 8. He gonna give me 7.9, nigga. You should have just let me go do my 2-year little rookie shit, go prove myself and renegotiate. Come on, man. I don't even get 2 mil a year, goddamn. This is crazy. I know my daddy rich, but shit, I can't even get my own money.
He's like, you still live at home.
Yeah. That's enough to buy you a crib, nigga. Welcome to the NBA. You not me.
Oh my god, dude! I can't. I'm so interested in. Not really, I guess, but I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out. I'm rooting for him.
I think he wants it to be like a Ken Griffey moment, and I don't think it's gonna play out like that. So, but we'll see. I don't think Bronny's a bad player.
It's just a hard position to be in, man.
Yeah, that's it.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I hope, and I'm assuming this is what they're going to do is they're going to keep him in like development.
Yeah,
they
said they're going to put him in the G League.
They're going to kind of forget about him, let him just kind of and all that. All right, well shoot, there was something we really wanted to talk on, and we'll jump in there real quick. Oh, there was 2 actually. There's we'll speak on this next episode. There's a movie that we're going to do. It's going to be a make sense field trip. But
we could talk about that.
Well, actually, I want to go into the golden age of music coming back. If you want.
Okay.
So
I think,
or we can talk about Bush. Which one entices you more?
We'll talk about both of them real quick.
All right, let's
first,
do it.
Man, listen.
Okay.
It's the presidential election about to come up, people. We about to do the same rigmarole that we do every 4 years.
Old ass man.
We're finna go pick one or the other. We don't really like them, but we like some of their policies. But fuck it. He's not as bad as that old fuck. So fuck it. And it's just like, bro, come on, man. Like, why in the hell do? I'm not even gonna ask why. I think it's crazy how psychology works. When you read the book Behold the Pale Horse, I don't know if we're gonna get in trouble for me talking about this, but when you read it,
I ain't worried about it. Go for it.
He talks about the biological weapon of mass destruction that the powers, that be have. And he speaks on it not being a physical weapon like a nuke or something like that, like most people would think.
Right.
It's a supercomputer that is a master at predictions.
Almost like an artificial intelligence.
You see what I mean? So to think about this book coming out in the 90s is pretty insane.
Right.
And he doesn't call it that, but he says that they use it to basically predict the movement of the masses. There's
a little bookmark there. What's the computer called? Quantum. What's the new computer that's coming out? Oh my god,
I forget.
Oh, you know what I'm saying though.
The fastest one in the world that they about to launch.
Yeah, it's too big to give to people, but it's quantum computing. I think it's quantum computing.
It's supposed to be so fast. It's like
it already is fast. It's already happening. Yeah. But go ahead.
I don't know that much detail about that, but I know what you're talking about.
That sounds like what he's talking about to me. That sounds. Yeah.
I mean, like we said, like the great Stephen Greer. If you want to learn anything extraterrestrial or anything, he talks about a lot of this stuff. And he talked about like most of the stuff that they give us is 30 years behind what they have in some of these deep black budget. Some of these deep back budget programs and shit. And it's like at the end of the day, there's always a bigger world. He talked about them having Jetson type shit in the 60s.
Greer?
Yeah, he talked about that. He said it on Vlad too, so it's a big platform. He's not just saying that anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, and if you don't trust Vlad, by the way, he said it on PBD, Pat Davis. Fantastic interview. It was about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. He just let him go into it. Phenomenal, but go ahead.
Yeah, and I ain't the hugest fan of Vlad. I ain't gonna lie. I watch the shit to a degree.
We're gonna have a debate about Vlad. Not so much Vlad, but Rogan.
Vlad. He Vlad.
But I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in short, I low-key forgot what I was saying.
We were talking about he mentioned about supercomputer and AI.
So
Yep.
Basically, he mentioned this supercomputer and its ability to like put out predictions, and they could predict the masses.
Yeah.
And they have this old test called shock testing that they would do with like airplanes, but they used to test this out on people, where you put out a big catastrophe and you see how the people react, so you know whenever it happens again how to counteract it.
Whoa.
Yeah, it get deep.
Wow. Did they do this to is he saying that this is a theoretical like mind experiment that they, or did they actually do it to like a small group of people?
Oh, he talks about, I mean, he talk about shit that I definitely can't talk about on this show.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like he calls out things that you'll be like, whoa, okay, yeah, I see why.
Wow.
He had to go out in the firefight and then.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, knowledge is out there. And I think that's why they push the digital shit so much, so you're not reading books like this. So for me, people in your spare time read books, because a lot of this information has already been given to us years ago about what is coming. But at the same time, I think that with this golden age of the music and everything like that, this all plays into the same concept, because they're using music now as kind of a weapon.
How do you, what do you mean?
So like they showed you in They Clone Tyrone how you can, we talked about it just in the last episode with the XX Tentacion thing, about how they can tune frequency
manipulation.
Shit like that. Tap into certain people's minds in certain types of ways, and they gear it towards the kids so they can cue them up to be a certain type of way. By the time they hit a certain age, they already know what the fuck they're gonna buy. They already know what kind of shit they're gonna like. At least the majority of them. The outliers, they go wherever they go.
Right. Yeah.
So I think with music, they plant people to push a certain image or push a certain agenda to start it, because hip hop is the most influential music genre ever.
Yeah.
Like we can't.
It truly is. It truly is.
Can't deny that.
It interjected every genre. There's no genre that isn't influenced a little bit. I mean, Western music at least at the minimum.
Everything, even country music now has a little hip hop in it, a lot more.
No, for sure. Yeah, they definitely do.
Like,
yeah.
You can't even really get a good R&B song because that shit sound more like hip hop.
Yeah.
Or more like rap, I should say.
Right.
Hip hop is more the lifestyle, but still the idea that what it started as
drum and bass or snare. Yeah.
You know, scratching over somebody's tape or somebody's, vinyl and creating your own beat out of it. Like that's the whole, like, it's just geniuses upon geniuses in our lineage that,
and it's kind of
paved the way for this.
But they didn't see that it was going to be weaponized.
Correct. Because you couldn't see the when you in it, you can't see the future like that. You just trying to push it to that next level. And then the I forget, this is gonna be on YouTube, so I can't say what I was about to say. But there are certain people that then started getting involved, and I might say it, and then you can like maybe bleep it out.
I'll bleep it out.
That started getting involved.
Okay.
Where you have guys like Lyor Cohen, who was running these big operations like 300 Empire. And everybody who was signed to Empire dies.
Hold on, time out. Am I bleeping the name in the place?
You can, yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
You want me to just leave it in?
You can bleep out the place and then fuck it. Like, yeah, because
all right,
his name is known.
Okay,
like, but Lyor
his or her,
it's his.
We don't know. Okay,
fuck that.
All
Lyor Cohen was running Empire 300. And a lot of people seem to die when they were tied to Empire.
Well, you said Empire, is that the record label?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. Now the irony that we were just talking about Terrence Howard, this big ass show, and he was a black man running a black record label,
right?
So Empire always had this image of everybody that was one of their affiliates with black brand. And so all of this shit, again, is played out right in front of you before it starts happening. And you start seeing all of these artists die left and right who were signed to them. Juice WRLD, Young Dolph. Young Dolph actually is one of the little funny tidbits. Not funny because it ain't funny what happened, R.I.P. Dolph. But he was saying that shit on his last album. Literally, his shit was called Paper Route Illuminati.
Wow.
He does the eye symbol, like the left eye symbolism with a triangle over his eye on the cover. And then the very first line of the very first song, he goes, "If I sacrifice myself, will I still go to hell?"
Damn. He was a little too outspoken, it sounds like.
He knew what was going on. A lot of people know what was going on. That's in there.
Damn.
And that shit get deep, bro. So it's just like, you know, when you look at the way that music can be used to push images and push whole narratives, that because it's so influential, it now, they don't want to sign guys that speak conscientiously, because the record labels, most of them have their hands in private sector prisons. This has been proven. This is a story that's been talked about.
I've heard about this theory, yeah.
So they have their hands in that. So they want to gear you up to do some stupid shit and think you finna beat this case like this rapper. You not, my nigga. You going down.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So all of my youngins out there, don't fall for the bullshit, because it really is. A lot of these guys now, they might last 3-4 years. 5 years is a hell of a run for most of these niggas nowadays. Like a legitimate run. And that's not how music used to be. You used to have to be able to have some type of longevity if you call yourself a star.
Right.
Now everybody's a star. Now everybody's famous because of social media and shit like that. It's the authenticity of it all is kind of like dissipating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are getting fed up with that shit. They're starting to get to that point where they're like, all right, we don't want to hear this weak shit no more. I had to give a shout out to Kanye because he said that shit on the song.
Yeah.
That song was hard as fuck, by the way.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. But people don't want to hear that shit. People get tired of hearing that shit.
Yeah.
It's cool to hear certain songs when you're in the club, but damn, this the only thing on the radio.
Right.
Damn, this the only thing on YouTube. There gotta be something that sounds a little different. This is where, like, when we go places as the Unusual Suspects, they really rock with us because it's just a different sound. Like, and that's not even just to toot our own horn. It's just the reality that there's so many different sounds inside of one collective.
It's a diverse mix of sounds, for sure.
People are like, oh shit, like, this is cool to watch because they don't really mesh, but they make it all work.
It's a great overall show.
So it's better to watch it when you're there and see it. It's hard to even explain it, but everybody who does, they're like, man, that was a great show. So I say that to say I've seen other artists that are like that. They know how to put on a good show, but a lot of people don't now. They rap over their vocals the whole time, and not even rap. They'll just let the song play in the background, and they just,
I was watching shit like that. It was some big concert that was happening, and the kid literally was doing he was doing the hype man parts. So he was just letting the verse go, and
all these just out there just rapping it for him.
Unbelievable, man. So what you're saying? What do you see with every negative? There's a positive. What do you see the positive kickback is going to be to all of this ridiculousness that everybody's consuming?
That good music is going to return. That whole Kendrick and Lamar thing. That said Kendrick and Lamar. So Kendrick and Drake thing. It was like, bro, niggas still roasting Drake.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even to just like laugh at Drake. Like, I respect Drake for responding, no cap, and not tucking tail, regardless of how it ended.
I mean, is he tucking tail now?
They said he's about to respond again, and it's like, here they go. How do you rumor a response? But okay, we're not gonna go there. He's not. You know, he's not from that.
He should just stop. Like, what is he really? What is he trying? There's no end to any of this. Drake's already won. But to your point,
I wouldn't say he won at all.
Well, no. I mean, won in life. Like,
yes,
not the battle. I literally laughed listening to Kendrick. It was hilarious. It was funny. I enjoyed that more. But I mean, Drake's already. I mean, he's good. His kids are said he's fine. But to your point, I feel like more people lean towards Kendrick, which is musically a little bit more substance than what
because
Drake's doing, which might be to your point where the shift is happening.
the same thing that was happening with J. Cole. J.
Mm-hmm.
Cole just fucked himself up because he bowed out.
Right.
If he would have did what but he dropped the whole album, and on that album, it's a couple of songs where he went harder at Kendrick and Drake that I can tell you, and some other guys. Than he did with that song that they put out, and he never really stood on that. He kind of just was like, I apologize.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you got to take it on the chin, win or lose. And I feel like when J. Cole didn't do that, he pushed himself out of the conversation a little bit. He's still a great rapper, but he can't be in the argument of the greatest rapper out right now, which I think Kendrick is really fighting for that title, because when is the last time that title has been in the hands of an actual lyricist?
That's a good question. When was the last time? You would know better than me. I don't know.
Maybe when Nas was at his peak.
Okay.
There was that argument that it was just like across every word. Is he the greatest lyricist out right now? And I'm not saying he necessarily was, but that was the consensus around, like, this nigga's definitely not. He top 5 and he ain't 4 or 5.
Right.
Right. So it just kept happening, like, and it was just like he kept dropping shit like One Mic and.
Yeah.
If I rule the world. With Lauren, like, come on.
Everybody
bro.
knows that. Yeah.
And it's just what he's talking about, though. The energy that was just, and he wasn't rolling with a gang of niggas all of the time.
Yeah.
He was his own individual style that, was different. And the same thing I think with Kendrick, he embodies a bit different vibe than Nas, of course.
Right.
But it's still that same energy. Like, I stand on my own as an MC, and this shit is a pecking order. Most MCs back in the day, it was still like, nah, nigga, you not finna just out rap me. Like, even if it's all love, it's competitiveness at the end. I'm the same way. You're not finna just get on a song and body me.
Yeah.
Like, this is my word is my bond in this music shit, and if I can't out rap you, then what?
Right.
I gotta be I'm not out here saying I gotta be the best every single time I rap. I swear to God, I gotta be it's not even that serious. Some songs is not even about that. But you do have to sometimes stake your claim. Like, I think I did with a song like Wrath of God. Like, that song, like, when I wrote that shit, I was like, I'm just letting y'all know, like, don't get it twisted, boy. There's a few bars still in your boy.
Yeah.
But I just think that energy overall, though, is getting sparked up in younger artists because they see a guy like Kendrick take on a guy like Drake, who seemed untouchable because of just how big he had gotten.
Do you think Kendrick could be like the tip of the spear to change the trajectory of how kids are going to be? Like, is he going to be able to pull them out of or it doesn't really, it's not even. Or does he not even have the power to do that, because inevitably he's just an artist? He isn't the one plugging in the stations and manipulating the playlist.
So every individual artist out there has the power to be that guy or that girl that changes everything. They know that. This is why if you don't know how to play the game, you end up, unfortunately, like a lot of our legends that didn't make it.
Yeah.
And
do you feel like because now we have control over how we distribute our content, we're not leaning and needing labels and these people to get us out to the masses, we have the power to send it out? That's where the change could inevitably happen.
Yeah, I think we got to get away from streaming.
Away from streaming?
Yes.
Because of the money?
Yeah, it's a monopoly. Like, you can't make the money you deserve. Right. Like, there's guys out there right now, like a rapper named Rock Marciano, who sells like vinyls of his shit for like $200, but this nigga's rapping.
Yeah.
But it's an art piece to the people who buy that shit.
Yep.
So there is still a market for that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is like, I just seen a video of one guy, I can't think of this guy's name. He was German, and he fucking he had over like 15 billion streams on Spotify.
A solo artist?
That's the thing. he registered as 650 different artists with different names and everything like that because what was the verification behind it? And he found a way to manipulate the system. So he was racking out, become super rich, but most of his songs were AI.
What? Oh, what? I never heard of this.
Yeah, I gotta find his name. We might plug it in some point in the video at this point after we find him.
So hold on, he just created. He let AI make the music, created 60 different or 600 different personas.
I don't know just how much AI played a part and how much he did, but I know that
he played with it. Wow, shit.
Yeah, smart. It was like shit.
Interesting.
Think about that though.
Yeah,
like. Where is it for the regular artist who's just talented to fight that battle?
Yeah.
You fighting literally a machine.
You are. Yeah. You are.
Literally.
I kind of feel like, not to divert off of the topic, because this is an onion of layers, but I feel like maybe what artists that have the right message, yourself included, everybody, everybody, is to maybe try to figure out how to work with the AI. Like I truly think that's the evolution that's going to happen because you could the way the bad forces and the nefarious people can use it to poison our society and poison our kids and create bullshit. The same thing artists that are great like yourself can take it and use it to assist you into making music that can change the world.
That's where I draw the line. I think medically, like different things out in like the work field and in different formats like that, AI can definitely be used and technology can definitely be used for good. But when it comes to music, music is supposed to be the most natural thing I think that we have. Yeah. There's not one culture ever found in history that has no music.
Yeah.
You can't say that about anything else.
That's true. Yeah.
And all of that shit is played on 7 notes, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all of these different countries can play it so different.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody's shit different, but it's only a manipulation of 7 notes. If that's not magic, then what is?
Yeah. So talk about vibration.
Come on.
Yeah.
So when you talk about that, that is why AI doesn't fit because it does not have the capacity to tap into that human spirit that we possess to make pure music from our soul that can touch other humans through our experience, our shared words, the frequency of our words that come out. They can touch that. They can be like, damn, I can see this. I went through something so similar. Oh my God. AI can't touch into that shit.
I think maybe more so, and we can wrap it up because I know we can go on for 2 hours with this. But I think,
unfortunately,
maybe what I meant more was like not so much creating it, but almost like say, like I played around with it a little bit, and it knows the basics. Like it knows putting chords together. Like I want to create a melody out of 4 notes or chords or notes or whatever so that can create like create the emotion I want. And it can do that. Now it won't express verbally what I wanted to say, but on a basic level, these notes will manipulate, so to speak, the person to feel the way I want, which could be abused, like X was talking about, or it could be used for positive. More so is what I meant.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can see something like that.
Won that argument. Thank you so much.
For me, I'm out of that, though. Fuck the AI. I ain't with all that. Natural music over here, dog.
You can't argue with that. Well, shit, we got so much more. The next episode, we're talking about, what are we going to talk about here? We're going to do I'm going to convince Tr3bel to love Joe Rogan. We're going to talk about secret fraternities. Oh my goodness, we're going to go see a movie. It's going to be so much more. It's going to be great. But until next time.
Yay.